All right, YouTube. So this is some very bad news coming out of the state of Pennsylvania. The AG has directed the company Defensive Distributed of Texas. It's a 3D printing company to block files of 3D guns. Excuse me, 3D guns going towards Pennsylvania or into the state of Pennsylvania. So apparently, this is a direct violation of the Article 21 in the state of, or the Pennsylvania Constitution. So it essentially says the rights of, basically it says you're entitled to bear arms no matter what, and under no circumstance should that right be violated or rescinded or whatever. So basically it's unconstitutional. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I'm wondering if the citizens of Pennsylvania are going to sue, or if the federal government's going to step in and sue the state of Pennsylvania. I don't know. I'm not a legal scholar, but I'm sure guys like Sticks could probably figure it out. He seems to have a pretty good judicial or legal vocabulary. He knows a lot about that kind of thing. So I'm sure he's going to be making a video about it tomorrow. He made a video about Chuck Schumer complaining about 3D guns. So, and the funny thing is that I didn't even know that these things existed. Honestly, actually, when one of my family members told me about it, I was like, you know what, like that. You're insane. That's never gonna happen. And then soon enough they make them. And this thing looks like the gun that they show in the thumbnail of the video that's in the description below. It's gonna be. I mean, the gun looked like an actual gun. It looked like a flare gun, But my guess is that these guns would probably, or the one in that picture would be more or less for like a single shot purpose. Maybe you break the barrel down, you load in a single or a double round, like a Derringer, specifically, one of those things. Derringers are actually very good guns. I like guns a lot. Derringers are great because essentially they never jam or anything. There's no moving parts except for the hammer and the firing pin. A lot of other guns that are basically really cool and fun to have and are really vital to our survival and defense and everything are basically being labeled unconstitutional or illegal. Like this whole bullshit with the assault weapons ban. Every citizen should have the right to own what kind of weapon they want, because the truth is, the hard truth that they don't really want to admit is that the people in the United States are fine, like the ones that want to own guns, because listen, the good guys are gonna get their hands on guns, and if there's ever any bad guys like there was in Sutherland Springs, there's good guys around to stop it, and that's what happened with that incident. There was a guy, I forgot his name, but Stephen Williford, I want to say. He basically gunned the guy down. He got in a witness's truck, who drove up, who just happened to be driving by. They chased him down the highway at 100 miles per hour. And so yeah, stories like that basically make me think that people can be trusted with guns. It's not really, it's not necessary to enforce all these gun laws, and especially making new gun laws. It doesn't make any sense, Another reality of it is that people aren't, the average person isn't going to want to go out and get like a tank or a belt-fed machine gun or anything like that. For the most part, if you were to make these things legal, there probably would be a group of people that would buy these guns, like two groups. There'd probably be our own designated militia. As guaranteed by the Second Amendment, we should be allowed to regulate a militia. But also, unfortunately, criminals are going to want to get their hands on it, and that's fine, because war is inevitable. It's always going to happen, folks. And we just keep putting the Band-Aid on the situation by basically saying, by basically doing what we're doing now, It's all going to come back to haunt us, folks, because eventually they're going to say, well, we're going to have to confiscate all the guns now. And I think that's, I don't know if that's going to happen, but look, if it does happen, how many people do you think are going to say, all right, yeah, here, come take my gun, Chances are they're going to answer the door, they're going to have the thing fully loaded, and they're not going to give it up, It's going to be like one of these situations with the Bundy Ranch where the government's basically asked to step down. And they probably will, because they realize that it's a stupid idea to take the guns away, I think there's some good people in government that realize that. I don't really know what else to say about this, It's, guns are great, they're a lot of fun to shoot. I don't really shoot them as much as I used to, but yeah, it's a great thing to have. And unfortunately, the powers of the deep state are trying to take that from us. I think that about does it. That was a good take. I'm going to end on that. There's really not much else to say, guys, but, guns are really important. Guns are really important. Think about if your neighbors or your family are getting attacked. You want to be able to defend yourself, right? I mean, I would, honestly, I would.